Jesus was surrounded by people. The man wasn't supposed to go where people were. Jesus was there in a crowd. The man was supposed to announce himself before he ever got to a crowd. So he took a risk to get to Jesus. He met him in the crowd. He knelt before him, and it was obvious that he was a leper just by his appearance in kneeling before Jesus. And he says, Lord, if you will, you can make me clean. Somehow this man knew that Jesus was able. What he wasn't sure of yet, there's that word, Ed, right? What he wasn't sure of yet was if Jesus was willing. He had seen and heard enough to know that Jesus had the power, but he didn't know yet if Jesus had the heart. And I think that it's right in this spot where we learn an incredibly important lesson about Jesus, really a lesson about God, because Jesus only did what he saw the Father doing. And that's this: God's heart directs his power. It is God's heart that directs his power. He doesn't just use his power because he's powerful. He doesn't just do miracles because he's able. It is his heart that directs his power. Mark chapter 1, verse 41 says that Jesus was moved with compassion, that he reached out his hand and he touched the man, and then he said, I will be clean. So listen, if God's heart directs his power, then that means his miracles are works of his compassion. If his heart leads the way, then it's his compassion that makes the way for everything we see after his heart. Let's think about this for a minute. The man wanted to be healed so that he could have contact. Jesus gave him contact before he ever healed him. So before he took away the issue, he met him in the place where his heart was struggling. Well, all those things that the physical condition were doing to his heart and his mind, Jesus met those before he even worried about his body. Because Jesus wanted him to understand, I have power over sickness, but I'm actually the connection that you're longing for. It's found in me. It doesn't just come from me. Most of us have heard about how lepers, how people with skin diseases at this time, how the unclean, which meant that what it meant for them to be unclean. To be unclean, those of you who remember reading Leviticus, to be unclean, let me stop for a second. We get this confused. Being unclean is not being sinful. All those things in Leviticus that says, if you do this, you're unclean. If this happens, you're unclean. They're not sin. They're about being unclean. It is a condition that does keep us from the presence of a holy God. That's what Leviticus was teaching. But these are things that we have to entrust unto God, not avoid, so that God will keep us.